Getting darker out. Hello. So, welcome back to another K-drama series where this channel will take foods from K-dramas, veganize them, and then make the dish. So, the one that I'm going to do today is from a recent drama that came out, which is attorney Woo Young-woo. I have watched My Liberation Notes, whoever told me that, and boy, you should have prepared me for that one, but whew. So there's something from that as well, but I thought that I would do this one first because it was more recent. The story talks about the first autistic lawyer in Korea, and what I was reading, I mean, of course, like, Korea would turn it into a lawyer, but it was actually based off of another person that was a scientist, like an animal scientist, and that makes sense because Woo Young-woo really loved her whales. I was like, geez, like, of all of the things that you could have someone with a photographic memory and genius talent be, you know, like, some lawyers are important, but usually those are the ones that are not flashy and they usually don't make money. But I think if you are looking for your typical kind of Korean drama, you might not find it in this one because it's a little bit like Law and Order, where every week is a new case, it's a new kind of situation, and so you don't see the progression as you normally would in a normal Korean drama. But that being said, I think that the beauty of this drama is really in the cases that they tackle and the people that they bring in. The field trip guy that ran off with the kids, I loved that. The one about the women's labor law series, love that as well. She's such a brilliant actress. So I think it's a good series because it does kind of bring various aspects of autism into the K-drama world so that people will have a little bit more experience with it. Definitely it doesn't cover everything, and I think that they mention that as well, but we're gonna make two things today. Obviously Woo Young-woo, she really loves her gimbap. Gimbap is the Korean version a little bit of like sushi. Usually it's made with like cooked ingredients though, so it's like less with fish. We've done gimbap before, so today we're gonna do one that's similar. We're gonna do that Korean seaweed sandwich. This is what Woo Young-woo had over at her friend's house in the morning when she got mad at her dad and stayed at her friend's instead. Obviously, I cannot just fry an egg magically out of nowhere. It is much more difficult for a vegan. And then the second one is is it called Bejigun? I think it's a dialect in Jeju, but essentially they're meat noodles. And of course, with it being Korea, you know, the soup and the broth is you know, cooked for hours, and it's a very rich and full-bodied type of soup. So we're gonna try to recreate that today. It'll obviously be a little bit different, but I'm going to try to put all of the flavors in there and yeah, just bring light to the foods of Korea and K-dramas. So, okay, let's start. So like I mentioned before, vegans can't just fry up an egg, so usually what they'll use is a tofu scramble. And this one is one of my favorite recipes. It's really easy to do. You just crumble up some tofu and you add some seasonings. So usually it's like an Indian black salt, makes all of the flavors really eggy. You add some turmeric to add some of the color. I like to actually add a little bit of mustard as well. It's really nice. So I'll put the recipe down below. That first ingredient that you saw was nutritional yeast. So that's a dead yeast that it essentially tastes like cheese. It tastes like Parmesan cheese. So anybody new to it should definitely give it a try. So all of the ingredients are going to be down below, and you just dress it up however, you know, way you want. I know, I'm scared that the egg's gonna drop out too. So once I scooped it back in, this really worked. The sandwich was quite nice. My kimchi was a little bit wet, so it made it really soft, so you need to make sure and eat it quickly. But it does make quite the presentation, doesn't it? Come on, it literally sounds like we're going on a vacation to Jeju. So this meat pork belly I did in the recent video, so I'm gonna link that down below and up above as well. We're gonna go through it quickly, but if you want to know how to make this in more detail, refer to the previous recipe. Sauce. I actually used this for a 5-spice braise recently and it turned out so well. You just have to remember after you cut it, you have to warm it up again. Otherwise the starch gets too hard. But once it's warmed up, oh, like it actually melts like fat. I'm pleasantly surprised by this recipe. So with Korean meats and meat noodle broths, really it's just the meat, maybe garlic, onions, some salt.
and it's just thyme that makes their broths really, really good. So the vegan version, we're gonna load it up with some really flavorful ingredients like our daikon radish, our mushroom, and then to mimic kind of that bone broth, proteiny, milky look, I added a little bit of soy milk at the end. And that really just adds in like the protein, a little bit of that murkiness, but also a little bit of the richness. So salt to taste as you would like, and let's put these noodles together.
Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the foods from Attorney Woo Jung-woo. Definitely, if you have any recommendations, it could be K-drama, it could be maybe like another series. Let me know. Let me know what I should watch. Let me know what I should be making and looking out for, because these series they're long, and so it takes a fair bit of investment to watch the whole thing. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all again next time.